Welcome to the MPG Podcast, where your host, John Grabio, talks racing, driving, training, and cars with Newman Watts racing driver, Jordan Missig. And now, here's John and Jordan.
Jordan Missig, welcome to the MPG Podcast. I'm your host, John Grabio, here in San Diego, California. And Jordan, you, I understand, are in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm on the total opposite side of the country from where you are. You being in San Diego and me now being in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm currently here for the Radical Sports Car event that they had this past weekend out at the Road Atlanta racetrack, which, by the way, fantastic, absolutely fantastic facility. If you're a racer, doesn't matter if you're in cars or if you're like in go-karts or in and out, Road Atlanta is definitely a track that you must come to visit. It's just that awesome. It's such a fun track. It can be daunting to some of the people who want to be fast, but it's just to drive around. It's such a joy to be a part of. And it's an absolutely fun track. But yeah, just sitting, I want to say 50 minutes to an hour north of Atlanta here in Georgia. So yeah, it's a good place, I would say.
Last time we caught up was a few weeks ago when you were headed to Circuit of the Americas, COTA as we like to call it. You were headed there for the FR Americas final race in the race series.
Yeah, it feels like it's been so long ago since I did that track. It's been a couple weeks, I should say.
Yeah, so how was that race weekend?
You know, the good thing about COTA, and I just touched on Road Atlanta itself, but COTA, obviously, everyone knows it's a F1 circuit that all the F1 guys raced on and everything. So it's a track that not me, as every other racer, can race on the same exact track that our F1 heroes or legends have raced on before, since it was built in 2012 and everything. But that track itself it's a phenomenal facility. I mean, it's absolutely top-notch, well-kept. It's just a masterclass facility. When you look at it like a racetrack, it's the way it beats all expectations of what a track is like. It's just so well-mannered, well-kept. Everything is just in high, pristine condition. It doesn't even look like a racetrack. It's like, it's one of those, like if you were to put a silverware platter or something like that, silverware, it's like the fork that you pick up or a spoon that you can just see your reflection and there's no, nothing, no spots or anything. That's just COTA. It's just perfect, crystal clear and clean and it's precise. It's awesome. So it's a very well-kept facility.
Well, if you can think all the way back then, so how did the racing go for you? I mean, we watched a little bit via Race Monitor that weekend.
The racing itself, that track produces fantastic racing, I would say, from even the run up to turn 1 all the way through the S's to turn 10 down the backstretch to 11 and into the stadium section. That track all the way around is perfect for the FR Americas cars as it is for the Formula 1 cars. So it would make sense that the FR Americas cars fits perfectly with that track. But no, the racing itself was pretty good from our personal take. I think the first race I ended up getting a good start, went up the inside of some guys, and I think I passed, 2 or 3 guys within the first turn. Managed to make it up to, I want to say, the 8th spot. But then as the race went on, tire degradation started to kick in and everything like that. So I started to lose a little bit of grip and everybody's cars were getting better and our car was probably not the best mechanically wise. So we were starting to fall back a little bit as everybody else was starting to come back up towards the front and starting to get quicker and quicker and pass us. So we got up to 8th on the start and relegated back to the 11th spot, which is where we started the race. So, to be able to go up a couple positions and then have to fall back, I mean, I guess I would say I was all right and pretty content with. I mean, I much rather would have liked to stay up in the 8th spot where we were at first and maybe get a couple more positions. But, you got to take the small victories when you can. And especially in the rookie season as well that we had this year, it was just all learning experience from there. So I would say for the first race, that was it was a good, placeholder and stepping stone foundation, I should say, where we're going to build on for the rest of the weekend. And then kind of did the exact same thing in race 2, except race 2, we were a little more racy. We were a little more competitive, had a better handling car, especially us being on new tires. So had a good start. I think I qualified in the 9th spot. Had a good start all the way up to turn 1. I think we gained another 3 spots. So I want to say I was up to 7th. And then was battling between Nicky Hayes, James Rowe, I want to say Dario Cancalosi at one point, and then Hunter Yaney, who was the F4 champion. He was kind of behind us, kind of just tagging along for the ride. And then towards the end, he kind of started to make some moves up towards the front. So for me personally, I was just able to hang with the guys, bring nose to tail, get a little racy, and then kind of show what my true colors were race-wise against all these guys. So really good stuff that we had there. We showed true competitive speed, and I think it was a good race for me overall, a good race for the team as well, and everybody was kind of quite impressed. Even Scott Goodyear even came up to us and said that, I was getting pretty racy, and it was nice to see me to be able to get in the mix of the field and everything like that.
Right. And yeah, the MPG team overall for the year did pretty well in the championship.
Yeah, no, we finished 10th in the championship as well. Newman Watts Racing as a whole, we did 3rd place in the team championship as well. So that's a good start for a first-year team, as well as us and HMD. They were able to get second. So for the first-year teams, it was a pretty good showing for us going into the year. So we kind of just need to look for what we did and kind of build on it for next year. But we do know for sure that next year, if we come into this championship, we're going to be one of the top teams to want to beat.
Yeah, I think overall, yeah, the team did really well, and it was fun watching. It was fun learning the ins and outs of the F3 racing. That was really exciting. And then I get this message that you're going to be in Atlanta, and I'm like, what's going on with that? I thought we were done racing for the year,
Yeah.
and last weekend or middle of last week, you head out of Illinois down to Road Atlanta for some racing, huh?
Yeah, that's the joy of racing. It's kind of like, you kind of go where the weather is warm, kind of to go race and everything. It's kind of like, I would say baseball or something like that. You have those teams who play all year round, like in the Florida or the California areas. They play baseball all year round because like the weather is just warm all the time. So, I mean, they could go out and play, do winter ball and everything like that, where some guys up north, they can't because the weather's too cold. So it's kind of the same in racing, where all the tracks up north tend to close down. So all the tracks down south stay open and can do some testing and everything. So, yeah, we went ahead and ran the last round of the Radical Sports Car Series, which was down here in Road Atlanta. Oddly enough, we wanted to get some Road Atlanta testing experience because Road Atlanta was supposed to be the first race of the FR America season this year, which now has translated to the first race of the FR America season for next year. So we wanted to try to get some on-track time for that event coming up in the near future. And I never been to Road Atlanta, and I heard all about it, but I wanted to get on track myself. And we tried to think about some ways to get the F3 on track, and there were probably some ways, but we didn't think that would be beneficial to us price-wise. So we went ahead and looked at this Radical Sports Car race the series I did last year. Came here with the guys and went ahead and got on track and proved to be a fantastic facility and a fantastic track. And I can't wait now to come back with the FR car and race in late March.
Yeah, and you did pretty well this weekend, I think, right?
Yeah, no, this weekend, obviously, me personally, as my perspective and everything, I was going to be one of the top guys to beat in 1500. I was supposed to have one of my friends, Jacob Abel, come out to race, but unfortunately he got diagnosed with COVID, I think on Monday or Tuesday of this past week. So he unfortunately was not able to make it. So I was looking forward to racing against him and kind of have us two battle it out throughout guys that we got to race last year, and got to I improved a lot of speed that I did last year and a lot more confidence in my driving ability. So I was actually able to just kind of go on my merry way and be in a class of my own versus these guys and let them all fight it out amongst each other. So, and it was just kind of, we were here for the racing aspect too. Of course we wanted to win. But if we didn't, which we only were able to get 1 win out of 3 this past weekend, it was mainly about getting the track experience and understanding what the track has in store, like where all the possible quicker lines at, where it's going to be the fastest way, what to avoid, what not to avoid. And, just kind of learns the ins and outs of the track and all the secrets that it holds.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, pretty productive weekend. And so you're still in Atlanta, headed down, I think, to Florida next for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm going to go down to Florida to our Florida house and spend Thanksgiving down there with the family and all, and just kind of maybe do some golfing here and there, kind of get some time off to myself, finish up some schoolwork. My schoolwork has now gone remotely, so I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the year until the second week of December. But in the meantime, we're trying to talk with Brian, the team manager, and thinking about some testing opportunities to get the F3 car down south here in the Florida area or in the Louisiana area, and maybe do some testing at some of these tracks upcoming in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, Brian runs Newman Watts Racing there, the head there that's heads up that program. And so this winter. We got you're going to try to get on some southern tracks and sim racing. You're going to be on the simulator practicing and doing some racing this year?
Yeah,
winter?
so I mean, the series that we're going to be doing is the Gustavo Yakiman series. I think it's the Yak Academy is what it's called. He has a series that has like F4, USF 2000, maybe some Indy Pro and FR cars, and maybe some Indy Light cars that do all this series. It's kind of like he tries to do like a winter series to where there's going to be some testing days, which we're going to try to take advantage of at tracks like NOLA, Circuit of the Americas, Sebring, and maybe Homestead, just to name off a list of tracks. And then there's some race weekends, I think, in January that he has set up to where there are actually going to be races, like simulated races out there at some of these given tracks. But I think we're just going to go for the testing experience to kind of just get some on-track time and get the F3 car on track to kind of learn some things, maybe try some adjustments to understand the car, but mainly I think get my confidence building and kind of just try to bang out the consistency and get my pace up in the F3 car for next year.
Outstanding. So, yeah, you got that, staying in shape, keeping the car in shape, and then planning for this next upcoming year. I mean, it's not winter. Well, there might not be very many races, but you're so pretty busy keeping up with everything.
Yeah, the one thing about racing is that even though there is an off season from racing, there's no off season of being an athlete. That's for sure. There's never an off season of being an athlete. So yeah, I'm gonna obviously keep working out, doing some activities and everything like that to stay in shape. But also, like you mentioned before, do a lot of sim racing here and there at some of the upcoming tracks that we'll be going to. Obviously, do some sim racing maybe within the team itself, maybe within some friends or family members, and then obviously maybe do some sim racing along the lines with myself or other people in the sim racing community to try to test my skills versus them. But yeah, the sim racing community itself comes in with open arms when it comes to the off season, and that's something I'm looking forward to as well, to really race with all my friends and everything.
Yeah, me too. I haven't had a sim race yet, but I am looking forward to that. I got our new simulator that we're going to be keeping down in our Florida location. Parts of that pieces and parts are coming in. I'm not in a big hurry for that, but for our second sim. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. Yeah, probably this weekend I'd like to get on the simulator. Maybe we'll meet on the racetrack or something, and I can watch you go by me really quickly. Hey, who's that again? Oh, that was Jordan.
Well, you got to make sure the computer is all updated and everything, because the updates take forever with iRacing and everything like that. But no, and also recent news too that Audubon came out recently on a set of courses, Factor 2. So now that's available to everything. So I would not be surprised if we have a night to where we download our Factor 2 or a set of course and want to do an Audubon race here and there. I mean, granted, everybody will know the track, so everybody will have an equal advantage in that point. But I think we all ran Audubon enough this year that we want to maybe go to other tracks. Who knows? It's something that will be fun to do, obviously.
Yeah, I got our simulators all set up and ready to go with the Audubon near our home track. It's all ready. I did run that a couple laps. I didn't do any racing or anything or serious testing. I just ran a couple laps, make sure it all worked, and it was pretty cool.
So what did you think of the track itself?
Yeah, I liked it. I think they did a really nice job. We were having a little issue with our iRacing, wasn't giving us any force feedback. So I got a little issue. I got a technical issue. I got to figure out what's up with that. But a set of course, it worked fine, totally fine with our rig, and we got the appropriate force feedback and everything. So yeah, I'm out on the road traveling right now, but soon to get back, and we'll get the simulator racing started. I had a blast last winter doing it, so I'm looking forward to it this year also. Yeah,
the sim racing is going to be a lot of fun this year. I feel like everyone's kind of, the last time we were on the COVID, I think everyone was kind of dipping their toes in and wondering what it was all about, how it works and everything. But now that I think we all understand how it works and everything like that, I think this year's sim racing league, hopefully maybe sim racing league, but sim racing events will be probably a little bit better. Hopefully our driving's gotten a lot better now that we've on track activities and everything, and now we have to apply it back to the sim.
Yeah, there was the sim racing learning curve for our house was pretty steep last year, and yeah, I hope we keep it up. I'm looking forward to our, like I mentioned, getting our new rig together and seeing what the difference is. It's going to be a little bit nicer than the one we have now, so looking forward.
Yeah, I've been talking to Sean and Kyle about some things that we might do. One thing I may think about doing is, I wouldn't say like it's an autocross or something, but we might get, I know there's some rally tracks and everything and some the trophy trucks and everything like that. So we might do like a rally cross there, event here and there, and maybe do like a autocross, who knows, do some like time attack on a track or like a track cross or something like that. But the one thing that we're going to do that's going to be fun, and I think you might enjoy it too, or Mitchell would be, is going to probably have some demolition derbies. So we're planning on doing something like that as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some games and everything be just kind of – because the thing is that whenever we go to sim racing and everything, it's like everybody seems we need to be so serious and take the races serious and like drive the way we want it. We always drive. But the part about the simulators that most people don't see is that there's supposed to be a fun factor to it. So, we're going to try to this year kind of relax the tension a little bit. Just people get behind the wheel and just do ridiculous stuff that we normally wouldn't do in a real car, because it's a simulator. You don't have to pay for damage or anything like that. So we're going to do some ridiculous things and have a little fun with it as well. Enjoy some laughs, because that's what makes what makes it fun and makes everybody want to come back and do more, because that's just how you have a good time. All the serious stuff just makes you want to push it away and not do it anymore. So
yeah, I hear you. Okay. So Jordan, until next time, is there anything else we did? Thank your sponsors and everything for.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, since Thanksgiving is coming up this next week. So I hope everyone's staying safe and, keeping family thoughts and prayers and everything, because I know we're all probably not going to be able to be with our family members that we normally are with due to this whole COVID thing now. So hopefully everyone's still staying safe and that we all can have a happy Thanksgiving and bring a little positive joy to our lives. But I got to thank my sponsors at Kart Circuit Audubon and Underground Country Club, as well as our new sponsor that came on board with us for 2021 season. It's psacheck.gov. So the slide line now I'm going to say is that it's a prostate cancer awareness to help people to get checked for prostate cancer before it's too late. So the tagline is "Get checked before you're number 48, before it's too late."
Yeah. So we want to get the PSA numbers going and a track record of the PSA numbers. Not just rely on one in our 50s, right? We want to establish a number and a baseline so that we can see a change in the PSA numbers coming in. So. I had heard rumors about that. I didn't know that was official, but that's fantastic. What a great sponsor. What a absolutely great message to get out. I think that's fantastic.
And the thing is the way you can help the benefit that is either go get checked before the age of 48 or even earlier. So it's not too late to get checked, because the last thing you want to do is get checked when you're already too late. And next thing you know, you have prostate cancer, when you can get it checked before it could be stopped. It could be prevented. So you can either do that, or you can donate to our PSA Check Fund, and you can do that by just going to Jordan Missig Racing on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and send us a message on how to get involved and everything, and then we'll message you right back with all the further details. Or even go to jordanmissigracing.com and then send us a message on how to get involved with PSA Check and make a donation that way to us, and help support the racing front, and also help support a good cause.
Absolutely. All right, Jordan. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, John. We'll talk to you later.